Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
The body of water that you see to the right of our forward motion is the Seven Seas Lagoon. The Seven Seas Lagoon is a man-made creation that took 3 years and the removal of millions of cubic yards of earth to complete.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott. This is ResortLoop.com, the gateway to the magic, joined by my
lovely wife, Dawn.
And we're going to talk a little, what do you want to call this? It's a non-Disney show for the most part.
Right.
If not all of it. But it is a vacation
It
show.
is.
So we had the opportunity, I'll let you tell the story about how this developed, to go on a cruise. But it's not a Disney cruise. Dawn, take it away.
Well, I think I sort of invited ourselves on a friend's vacation.
Why not?
We have some very good friends that we have Disney cruised with them before on 2 other occasions.
Yes.
And we always enjoy their company very, very much.
Right.
And so they said they were going to go on a cruise. And I said, that sounds like a lot of fun. They were telling us they were going to cruise out of New Jersey, and they were taking a Royal Caribbean cruise, and they have cruised Royal Caribbean quite a few times. We have cruised Royal Caribbean in the past, but it's been 15 years since we have cruised Royal Caribbean. And I said, well, maybe we'll join you. And she said, that would be fine. I mean, seriously, what are you going to say to somebody who just said, hey, we're going to join you on your vacation?
Right.
But seriously, they are good friends. And so we came home. I came home and told you about it. And we looked stuff up and we joined their vacation.
Basically said, why not?
Why not? And now I'm sort of like, oh, Lord, why did we do this? And on the ship that we're sailing on, which is
The Oasis of the Seas.
Yes. And so much has changed in 15 years, which I think happens to a lot of cruise lines. They change. And especially since COVID, I think a lot of things have changed. And we're just not, I don't know. I'm hoping that after we cruise, when we do a post-cruise show, that I hope that our post-cruise podcast is going to be much, much more positive than the vibe that I'm going to probably give off during this podcast.
I think it's going to be fine. It's going to be different. We know it's going to be different.
Yes. I'm just right now saying, why didn't we just save the money and go on another Disney cruise? That's where I'm at the moment, because I'm extremely nervous, extremely anxious about everything, because I just jumped in this with both feet saying, hey, this just sounds like a really fun cruise with really good friends of ours. Let's just do it. And part of it is we didn't get to pick our own cabin. We had to do a guarantee because that was all that was left.
Yes. And it was quite a bit cheaper than if we had had the opportunity to book our own cabin.
Right. Guaranteed generally are much cheaper.
Yes.
And we had great luck when we did our guarantee on the Dream last summer, and we had a great cabin. So,
right.
Although I'm not unhappy with our cabin, we already have our cabin number now, and I'm not unhappy at all.
Right.
Until I read the person who was on deck 6, the review I read today, who said that it smelled like somebody's dirty laundry on that floor. So I'm like, great, fabulous. But that's just one person's opinion. So all the other reviews have said it's a very quiet deck. They didn't hear any noise. And that's generally my criteria for my cabin. No noise. And I'm generally very happy staring at the ocean. I'm good to go.
Right.
But Oasis is a very, very large ship. And there was a lot of things going into this cruise that I think had I known in advance, I just would have been like, this does not sound like the cruise for us. Or at least for me. This may definitely be the cruise for you. I don't know. I just probably would have said, thanks, no, bye.
I don't know. I know I'm not ziplining. I know I'm not rock walling. I know that.
No, we wouldn't have done those things anyway. But that in and of itself would not have stopped us from going on a cruise just because we don't enjoy those 2 activities.
No, of course.
But the things that I'm concerned about, we're kind of last minute go with the flow kind of people. We like trivia. We like those type of activities. And reading the things that I've read, the venue that they hold those type of activities in way too small for the size of ship Oasis is. It holds 6,700 passengers, and we're going in the summertime, so we did expect a pretty full ship.
Yes.
And the information that we're reading now, people are saying that you just can't even go in and do any of those activities. People are standing outside the venue to try to even hear any of the karaoke or any of the comedy acts, anything like that. You're having to show up, they said, 45 minutes to an hour ahead of time just to even try to get a seat. You have to wait for the whatever activities in that venue beforehand, line up, wait till they clear out to try to even get in. And that just does not appeal to me whatsoever.
Right.
So there's 3 main shows that are on Oasis. The Broadway musical Cats, Aqua 80, and they have an ice skating rink. And so their show is called Frozen in Time. On most cruise lines, when they have shows like that, if you want to go to the show, it's usually in the app or in their, you can usually still get a paper. They call it the Cruise Compass on Royal Caribbean. Pick one of those up at guest services usually, but usually it's in the app.
Right.
Look and see what time it is. You line up and you go. Not with Royal Caribbean, at least not on their bigger ships. You have to actually make reservations.
Yeah.
But here's where I'm super not happy about Royal Caribbean at the moment.
Oh.
So with a Disney ship, they have concierge and they have everybody else.
Right.
And the perks of concierge, they'll do other little perks that most passengers aren't aware. They have the concierge lounge, they have drinks, hors d'oeuvres, that type of stuff throughout the day. Most passengers aren't aware. And that's fine.
And they're not going to accidentally run into it.
Right. You're not. It's whatever. Royal Caribbean, if you are in a suite, junior suite and above, there's different classes. Okay? You will run into this all over their ship because when you go to a show, there's a different line for people who are in a suite, junior suite and above. For those passengers to line up, they are led into the venue ahead of everybody else so that they can pick their seats first. And that bothers me.
Yeah.
Not because I'm not in a suite. The suites were entirely sold out before we even decided to go on this cruise. Not that we would have chosen a suite. We're going on a cruise later this year, so probably picking a suite would not have been in the Scott's family budget at this moment.
Right.
But that bothers me because lots of people save for maybe a couple years to be able to go on a cruise. And I think everybody's experience should be close to the same. Disney makes it that way.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
Whether you are in a balcony, ocean view balcony room, or an inside stateroom, everybody's experience is going to be extremely similar. In the main dining room, in the theater, in trivia, wherever it is, the pools, everybody's experience is going to be extremely similar. You may choose to pay for some other things,
Right.
whatever, but they're going to be extremely similar. It's not going to be, oh, you're in the suite. Here, have this line over here. You may come over and get your seat first. There's special seating over here for people who choose to pay for, it's called the key. And if you choose to pay for the key, you on embarkation day may sit in the main dining room and have a sit down lunch. Otherwise, there's not a choice for a sit down lunch on embarkation day for everybody else. You're at the Windjammer and there's a couple other places.
Right.
But main dining room is not a choice for you. I was just dumbfounded by all the extras you had to pay for in order to get an experience that you felt was what you wanted or what we expected just from like a regular Disney cruise.
Right. Right.
So
It's amazing how you get used to like how one company or cruise line does something, then all of a sudden you go on a different one and it's totally gives you a different vibe altogether.
Right. So I don't know. And so I kind of have all these negative feelings toward this cruise before we're even on it.
Right.
So I'm hoping that when we get back, we'll feel like, well, you know what? Yeah, this was worth it.
Yeah, I hope once we get on the ship and get things
I
going.
hope. So I'm not sure, but I just kind of think, and the other huge difference between the regular guests and the suite guests is they have their own dining room called Coastal Kitchen.
Right. Yes.
Now, junior suite guests can only go there for dinner and only if it's available. If you're in a grand suite and above, then you can eat there all 3 meals if you choose. We did purchase the 3-night specialty dining package, and I think our friends are supposed to take care of that. We're going to eat with them 3 nights because they are in a grand suite. So I think probably, I don't know where they'll be eating. Probably Coastal Kitchen. I don't know.
I don't know.
They
Somewhere
like
good.
to eat in Windjammer too.
Yeah.
We'll see. I don't know. But 3 nights, I think one night they said they wanted to eat in Chops, one night Giovanni's, and I'm not sure about the third night, but they were going to take care of that because they do get a call from Shoreside Concierge to set that all up. So we linked our reservations with them and they were going to take care of that. So I don't know. But I just thought it was just such a huge difference between, what regular passengers I get in regular rooms compared to suite guests. And,
right.
If you choose to pay for upgrades and things, I don't know. It just really bothered me because I know with the experience Disney gives their guests it's for everybody.
I don't know. It'll be definitely a research trip.
I guess so.
I will say one thing I've noticed with Royal Caribbean more than Disney is the constant emails.
Right.
About, get the drink package now for a discount, get the internet now for a discount, and there's something else there. Maybe probably the soda package or whatever they call it, soft drink package.
Right.
Where, again, Disney has all that kind of stuff pretty much. Well, not the internet, but, soft drinks and.
Right.
So. Interesting.
They went down to, they only clean your stateroom once a day.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to like that.
No, I know. And again, people say, well, you don't clean your stuff at home twice a day. I'm like, yeah, but I'm on vacation now. And
exactly. And I'm used to being spoiled on vacation when I'm on a Disney cruise ship.
Exactly. Royal Caribbean does have another, it's a semi-confusing thing called the Royal Up. Was it Royal Up program?
Yes.
To get an upgrade, a paid upgrade to your room, but it's not automatic. Can you explain how that goes?
I don't know that it's semi-confusing. I think it is completely confusing.
Well, yeah.
So with Disney, when you get your room at the port, if you want to see if you're about upgrading your room, you ask at the port.
Yes.
And it's generally not a free upgrade.
No.
You ask what the difference is between the room you have, if there's any available upgrades. They tell you what the upgrades are available, if there are any.
Right.
And what the difference is.
Yes.
And then you pay at the port.
Pay it right there.
It is. Royal Caribbean has a program called Royal Up. And what I am reading is it's actually really not run by Royal Caribbean. It's like a third-party company, I think. This is what I'm reading.
Okay.
And it's not everybody gets an offer to Royal Up their room.
Gotcha.
It generally comes in an email. We got one right away. And possibly because our room was a guaranteed room.
Yeah, and we booked
or
right
maybe
through
because you're a
Royal.
travel agent.
Right.
I don't know. But our offer was there right away. So we could have roiled up immediately had we chosen to do that. We did not choose to do that right away.
No.
So what happens is Royal Caribbean will send you an email saying that you can royal up. And whatever level of room that you have chosen, say like for us, we chose a guaranteed balcony room. And you don't have to have a guaranteed room to do this. You can have a room that you have pre-selected and you know your stateroom number. So you can choose an inside room or ocean view. You can choose a grand suite. Our friends are in a grand suite and they have a Royal Up offer in for even a higher level suite if it's available.
Right.
And even if it's available, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to get it. So for us, the different types of suites that we were offered were like an ocean view room with a larger balcony, a junior suite, a grand suite, a 1-bedroom or 2-bedroom grand suite, and I think an owner's loft or owner's suite and a crown loft.
Suite.
So then you look and it will start you out like a minimum bid and it will give you a maximum bid. And so then you have a little slider. And so you can just put in what you're willing to offer to move up to one of those rooms. And you can choose just to bid on one of them, or you can choose to bid on two or all of them. And it will tell you, it has a little meter, and it will tell you if your offer is weak or fair or strong. So we kind of fooled around with it a little bit just to kind of see like how much it would be. And whatever you would choose to bid on it is times 2. It's charged for 2 people. So if you had 4 people in the room, only 2 people would be charged that rate. And it's for the entire cruise. It's not per day or anything. It's for So for example, if we would decide to royal up to maybe a junior suite, and we decide we are going to, for us, it's different for everybody. And it's based on how much you originally paid for the room and possibly how much the going rate was for the room. I really don't know what the other end is. Right. So let's say our starting minimum bid would be like $400 per person. And the maximum bid would be like $1,200 per person. So say we decided to offer $500 per person. So we would do our little slider over to $500 per person, and then we would submit that bid. So if there was a junior suite available and we were selected, then Royal Caribbean would charge our credit card $1,000 more, and we would be moved up to a junior suite. And that's how that works.
Right.
But it's not a guarantee. It's just if you're selected, I'm assuming it's based on who bids the most.
Right.
For them to make extra money to move people into these suites.
Yep. Is there availability?
If it's availability.
Shuffling people around.
Yes. Because right now, our cruise is sold out. But that doesn't mean there can't be some shuffling around going on as late as a week before our cruise, the day before our cruise, the day of our cruise, because things happen.
Right.
You know, flights are delayed, people miss the ship, people get sick, they can't go. So what would happen if someone that's in an inside room is trying to royal up to, like, say, a grand suite? Would they give that to them? Or what if they do like a domino effect? Would they do someone like in a junior suite up to the grand suite and someone in an ocean view up to the junior suite and someone in this? I'm like, it could be like a whole domino effect of people.
That's what they hope for. They could rake in some cash that way.
Because I'm like, they could really make a lot of money.
Yep. That's why they're doing
that way.
Yep.
I'm like, they are brilliant. That is a brilliant business model. Who came up with that? But I mean, that person should be making a lot of money for that because that is a brilliant business model. It really, truly is.
Yeah.
I hope people who are at Disney are not listening to that.
No.
Because I do not like it. Because if I want an upgrade, I want to be able to go to the port, say, what upgrades do you have available? How much are they? And then I want to be able to say yes or no.
Right.
I don't want this waiting.
Right.
To be able to be like, do I get it? Do I don't get it? What's the deal?
Yes.
So, and the other thing with the Royal Up offers is if you decide to Royal Up and your Royal Up offer is accepted and they move you, it's like a guaranteed room. You cannot say no.
Right.
You're stuck with that room.
Yes.
So now, honey, if you are on deck 14, right under the pool deck, and they're moving chairs around at midnight, too bad, so sad. You're there.
Right.
So you better be okay with that.
So there's something to be said for, booking early and booking the exact cabin you want.
Right.
You know where you're going to be.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably what we would do in the future if we ever did Royal Caribbean again. I just feel like Royal Caribbean is like nickel and diming every little thing. The Royal Up, that's a good business model. Everything else, I'm not so happy with.
Right.
I guess we'll just see.
We will see.
The only thing is we have friends in Nassau, so looking forward to seeing them.
Yeah.
They are our shore excursion, so that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
So that'll be, if all else fails, that'll be good.
I think we'll be all right.
Tune in for part 2.
Tune in for part 2. I'm Tim Scott, Facebook, Twitter, the website, ResortLoop.com. Don, where can people find you?
Oh, I'm just at home.
You stay at home. Just go contact him.
Yeah, just find him.
He'll let you know. Everybody, you've been listening to The Gateway to the Magic. We're going to have some fun anyway.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoop.com.